Leo, you are really going through a transformation and a rebirth. So much profound shift with these nodes changing signs. And I will be breaking it all down for you, Leo. And in this video, I cover it all. So stick with me as we go through it. Welcome, beloved souls. Welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Vivía, and this is my channel, Your Soul as Well, where I use astrology to help us navigate our shifting and exciting and sometimes turbulent world. I am a certified professional astrologer using the Western tropical zodiac, and I'm delighted to have you here with me today. I want to remind everybody that this is what I do for work, and I'm really trying to build my presence here. So if you like my work, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss an upload. Leo, here is your chart. Here's the north node of the moon right here. This is the ingress chart for when the nodes moved in on January 11th or 12th, depending on where you are in the world. Here's the north node at 29 degrees in your 8th house of Pisces. And down here in your 2nd house is the south node. So they just moved in. So this transit for you is the north node in the 8th house, because the 8th house is bringing focus to shared resources, other people's money, investments, monies from any sort of residual income that comes in, grant money, partnerships money. Like if you have a significant other, this would be that shared resource, that shared money coming in from that partner. It's also a very deeply psychological house. The natural house is Scorpio. So there's going to be tons of transformation for you with the north node traveling through this house, and it will affect your image of self, your own psyche, and your self-worth. This is the house that is associated with death and rebirth and the occult. So anything that is hidden is what is meant by the occult. It's the house of taxes and loans. In terms of your shared resources, it's time to focus your energy with the north node here on those shared resources. I see more money coming in, more money, more access to resources coming in for you during this transit, Leo. So other people enriching you. And with the south node there in your 2nd house, which I'll get to in more depth, it's just less of your own money coming in and more money coming in from, there's less focus on you resourcing yourself, how I like to call it, but the money coming in from others, other people's resources, your partner's resources, there's going to be emphasis here. So you can expect more money coming in through other avenues that are not connected to you yourself making money. So again, it could be any of those that list that I gave you about investments and whatnot. It could be any of that. And this is going to change how you relate during this transit. It will change how you relate to other people's resources and money coming in from other streams of income. It will switch up. So be prepared to switch up how you deal with shared finances with a partner or a family member. And remember that this can also relate to business partnerships if you share resources in that context. So with the transformation and rebirth, this transit is about embracing change and allowing yourself to transform through intimacy and vulnerability and trust. This is a time of significant rebirth and growth for you, dear Leo, which may involve an old way of life dying off and a new way of life being reborn. This includes exploring the depths of your own psyche and engaging in healing practices. The 8th house has a lot to do with healing. It's one of the subconscious houses. You may feel called to dive deeper into your own emotional complexes and spiritual healing. You may want to enlist the help of a counselor or a psychologist or go through regression therapy or hypnosis. Any type of healing is up on the table, whatever it is that appeals to you. There may be a deepening bond happening between you and your partner with intimacy and sexual intimacy as well, because this is the 8th house. The 8th house often relates to our sexuality. You may be forming new bonds or deepening existing ones. This could be a time to explore esoteric wisdom, and you might have a spiritual awakening through exploring some of these traditions. The 8th house is your Piscean house, and the Piscean house is your house of spirituality. Pisces is a very spiritual sign, and you might meet other people, like-minded people that are involved in through these spiritual practices. With all of this action in your 8th house, this may be be a fated time for increase in finances, something that is meant to happen, money that is meant to come into you, perhaps through an inheritance of some sort or resources and investments. You might find that that's going to be coming in for you. This transit will definitely bring opportunity for financial expansion through other people's resources, financial support from other people. But it will also be very important for you to be mindful of expenditures and expenses during this transit, because the North Node does expand, and you may want to consider or reconsider taking a loan. There may be focus on debts or taxes coming due, needing to look at that and address that. So anything esoteric, it could be astrology, numerology, magical mystery schools, the tarot, any of those things might become heightened in your awareness during this time period. With the South Node moving through your second house is about how you resource yourself. If it's a job that you do or the work that you do that brings you money. But the South Node there is the weaker point, the point where there's less energy. And with that, you might end up releasing your job or quitting your job to do something different or to be resourced in another way. One example, if you do end up inheriting some money, and with that South Node there, you're really reconsidering your job, and that job may not make sense for you anymore, and you might want to move on to something else. And that could be one potential of how this would work out. Your second house is very much associated with your self-esteem, your self-worth, how you value yourself. With the South Node moving through there, there's change there. You're being asked to look at this and being asked to look at yourself differently, to esteem yourself, to look at yourself through a different light. It's asking you to release old belief systems about who you are and how you value yourself in order to open up to new ways and to allow in a new value system that will lead you to honor yourself more fully. The second house is also about material possessions. With the South Node going through the second house, you may feel a need or be drawn to release material possessions. It might just be the time to purge and declutter and let go of things that are outdated or broken or no longer serve you. And remember, as the South Node goes through that second house, it's cleaning all of it up. It's really a time to release any over-attachment, any material possession or financial security. In terms of your self-worth, you are invited and encouraged to reevaluate your personal values, your attitudes towards finances, and what it is that makes you feel secure. Again, just needing to release anything, beliefs or feelings or anything that is no longer serving you in order for you to move forward. This transit is really about you needing to release having to rely solely on yourself and letting in other trusted people to help you in this area of life. It really is a time to explore how sharing with others can bring growth and empowerment. Again, with the South Node going through the second house, there could be changes in your personal finances or resources, letting go of old streams of income and allowing yourself to open up to new ones. It's a really great time to evaluate your relationship with money and to release old patterns related to financial security. And if you look back to the time period of June 2006 to December of 2007, this is when the North Node was last in your house of Pisces and your house of Virgo. You might see similar themes. So reflect back to that period of time in your life, reflect back to what was happening there in your life, because that could give you a general idea of some of the things that might come back up or some of the themes you may be exploring again. I'm going to go through some of the major transits during this year and a half. And the first one is immediately upon entering the sign of Pisces here in your 8th house. The North Node is applying to a conjunction to Neptune. So both Neptune and Pisces have a quality of dissipation and surrealism that can lead to a bit of ungroundedness, and especially with the North Node coming in. So that's kind of the feeling and the impact it first has, how the North Node can expand. There might be a dreamlike quality. So maybe lots happening here that could be actually beyond your wildest imaginations, like money, for example, coming to you or resources that you never expected. I can see something like that happening. Venus, in the time that the North Node is in Pisces, Venus is going to make 4 conjunctions to the North Node. February 1st, Venus conjuncted Neptune, and the moon was also present, and they were all conjuncting the North Node. This happened at 28 degrees. And so this left this impression of really brought a magical element to this very first conjunction of Venus. Just really bringing in such a special quality. Also, Venus is love and romance, and the moon is our emotions, and Neptune has this dreamlike quality to it. So it just left it feeling a very nice feeling to this very first conjunction, really setting this off in a great way for all of us. Now, remember that Venus is exalted in Pisces, and I broke all of these transits down in the second part of my lunar node shift videos that I'll link in the description box below. So if you want to go back and listen to that so you can get a better understanding of these transits. On February 7th or 6th, depending on where you are in the world, the North Node makes its exact conjunction with Neptune at that 28 degrees as well. Again, bringing this expansion to the quality of magic and surrealism, but also maybe making it a bit ungrounded. So it'll be time to ground and to center ourselves, make sure we have our heads screwed on properly, so to speak. On February 27th, the moon, there's a new moon that happens here at 9 degrees where Venus currently is at the time of this ingress chart. And this is important because the moon goes around the chart very fast, and once a month, every month, it's going to conjunct the North Node in Pisces until it leaves Pisces. But this first new moon is very important because we have a series of planets after this, and a series that happen at this same mark. So this new moon, whatever you're seeding, because at new moons, we seed, we bring new energy in, we plant something new, we envision something new for ourselves. And that's the time that we do it, during new moons. So something coming in for you in this Piscean 8th house, it may be all those resources starting to kick off for you, or new connections being made with people that you can align with. So that might be the very first inkling of it that you see. Then on March 1st, Mercury makes its conjunction to the North Node at 27 degrees of Pisces. So information coming in, news coming in relating to this house, this 8th house of yours, and the shared resources. On March 14th or 13th, depending on where you are in the world, there will be a lunar eclipse at 23 degrees of Virgo. So down here in your second house. So lunar eclipses close things off. They're portals of energy that have come to a completion. They're very karmic points as well. They're considered very karmic or fated or destined points. So something ending in your second house. So it could be your own stream of income or how you resource or finance yourself. It could be a job ending. But there's nothing to fear because there's lots opening up for you and lots of new avenues. Wherever the South Node goes through, like I said, it wants to clean it up to make it better for you, to bring new energy in. And if something is ending, it's because it's done, it's outdated, you've outgrown it, and you need to move on now to a new path. On March 17th, the Sun conjuncts the North Node at 27 degrees of Pisces. So then there's going to be illumination here at this 27-degree point of perhaps how to actualize your goals, how to move things forward. Something here is finished, and over here, you're having ideas how to bring in new resources into your life and to resource your life in a different way, a path that you never saw before perhaps, or something that you overlooked. The solar eclipse on March 29th at 9 degrees of Aries is happening here in your 9th house. So solar eclipses start things. They start things for us. They're portals that bring energy in, and this is happening in your 9th house of higher learning, foreign travels, foreigners, cultures, religion, belief systems, our faith. So new inspiration, perhaps new faith opening up here for you, perhaps an opportunity to go travel or go abroad or study something abroad. So again, that's at the end of March. April 1st of this year, Venus, while in retrograde, conjuncts the North Node at 27 degrees. So she's moved into Aries, but now has moved back and has conjunct the North Node, where Neptune currently is. So Venus in retrograde always likes to reassess or reevaluate. Venus is about values. So when she goes into retrogradation, it's about re-evaluating your priorities around money, other people's money, resources, how you share resources, which resources are coming in. And it's about putting emphasis on that so you can have clarity on what it is that you really desire in your life around these areas. On April 21st, Saturn then conjuncts the North Node at 26 degrees of Pisces. So now Saturn is the reality planet that comes in, and if we've been living life with rose-colored glasses, Saturn is here to straighten us up. So you're going to be able to put things right in this area of life, and it could be just recognizing and realizing that over here, your second house of finances and resourcing yourself, your job, your main source of income isn't working the best for you, and you have to now rely more on this 8th house. That could be what Saturn is doing. Also, Neptune is about, yes, maybe making us a bit ungrounded or a bit foggy, but it can deal with deception. So look out for deception or any type of dubiousness or underhandedness when it comes to other people's resources or investments or residual income. On April 23rd, Venus then is moving back, and she's going to conjunct the North Node. She's in direct motion now. She is still in shadow, but she's in direct motion at 26 degrees. But Venus is exalted here in the sign of Pisces. Pisces. And you can go back again and listen to that first video I did on this to get more information. But she operates well, but she's just covering old ground. And so you're going to go back over this part. It's going to be another chance for you to reassess here and reevaluate here what it is that you truly value and what it is you truly need in your life to move yourself forward in the way that you see best fit to really help take care of yourself and provide for yourself in the most abundant and prosperous way. On June 9th, Jupiter moves from your 11th house of Gemini into your 12th house here of Cancer. Jupiter will stay there until the end of June, beginning of July of 2026. And this is great for all of us because Jupiter is exalted in the sign of Cancer, and Jupiter is the exalted ancient ruler of this house of Pisces, meaning that Jupiter can work and perform at its best. And what Jupiter likes to do is bestow us gifts and bring good tidings, and it likes to expand and bring opportunity. It will be in a trine here in this 12th house to your 8th house. So that means that there's flow and benevolent energy coming in, and a lot of harmony. So lots of opportunity here for resources, and it could be from a partner or foreign investments, offshore things, maybe hospitality, anything that is, or resorts or retreats, maybe money coming in that way, or even perhaps a chance to travel there. That could be a source of added resources for you. That might be happening here, but that will be a great time. And again, Jupiter is there for a whole year, and it affecting this house here for that whole year and just bringing so much more benevolence and prosperity for your 8th house of shared resources. On August 16th or 15th, depending on where you are in the world, Venus will trine the North Node in Pisces. So Venus then will have conjuncted Jupiter, surpassed Jupiter, and is trining at 18 degrees here, the North Node. So again, reevaluation coming up and all this benevolent energy coming in for resources, for opportunity, for love. And she'll be here in this 12th house, and she will be just showering her love here and flowing to your 8th house of resources. So again, opportunity for like wealth, such a wonderful opportunity for wealth and your resources. Again, the 12th house of foreign lands, foreign shores, resorts, perhaps resorts in like hospitality, like hotels, like maybe taking a trip and having some abundance come to you that way. Maybe your beloved pays for you and for you to go on a trip. And I can just see that working out very well for you. On September 3rd, then it's Jupiter that's here in this 12th house that is then going to trine the North Node. And it just, again, that flow, that positive flow coming in from this benefic planet, bringing in, again, opportunity and expanding wealth and expanding shared resources, a true expansion of this house and being able to really share in that and just have delight and opportunity and enthusiasm, because that is the energy that Jupiter brings. On September 7th, there will be a lunar eclipse at 15 degrees here. So lunar eclipses, if you remember, close things off. They tend to be fated events that bring things to a culmination point that needs to be closed. But if they're closing, it's just because something else is opening and coming forth for you. And remember, the North Node is here. So the North Node holds all of this new opportunity. It still will be in this house. So whatever is ending here, whatever is closing off here in your 8th house of shared resources, whatever that may be, there's still lots of new things being born, and that is just closing off anything that needs to end now for you to go to pursue what truly is for your highest good to pursue. On September 21st, there will be a solar eclipse in your 2nd house at 29 degrees of Virgo, where the South Node currently is at the time of ingress. So the 29th degree is called the critical degree in astrology, and it tends to be a crisis point. But it doesn't have to be a crisis point. If you're listening to the message the Spirit is giving you, and if you're following what you're being told, what the intuition is telling you, and what you just know inside of yourself to do, then, and you're taking care of yourself, then it will just unfold how it has to be. And it doesn't have to be overly dramatic or unnecessarily chaos causing. So just remember that. So it's again here in the 2nd house. So something ending around your own personal value system, how you resource yourself, how you look at yourself, how you value yourself, how you esteem yourself. Moving into next year, now we have the lineup of planets that happen here at the 9 or 8 degrees that I had explained before. First, on February 11th, Mercury will conjunct the North Node at 9 degrees. On February 17th, Venus will conjunct the North Node at 8 degrees. On February 27th, the Sun will conjunct the North Node at 8 degrees. On March 13th, Mars will conjunct the North Node at 8 degrees. On March 22nd, Mercury will conjunct the North Node again at 8 degrees. So all these planets coming in, first Mercury will do it. So that's the mind, that's communication, those are thoughts and ideas. ideas. So just that coming into this house, maybe new ideas, again, about how to build into trust and intimacy and relying on the other and not having to be so self-reliant. And then Venus comes in, and this is her fourth now pass to the North Node. So again, the value, how you value yourself. By this time, I think you will have a clear idea of how to value yourself and have value for yourself and allow yourself to receive. Allow yourself to receive. Venus in this house is telling me and talking to me all about feminine receptivity and allowing yourself to receive what someone wants to give you. And that, I think, is going to be Venus's final gift to you as she passes this point for the fourth time. Really opening yourself up and allowing yourself to surrender and giving yourself over to the other and just trusting that the divine holds you and you will always be taken care of. When the sun comes in and conjuncts, the sun is all about illumination. It's the life vital force in the chart, and it's just illuminating again all of these points and bringing anything up to you, just bringing clarity here and helping you to actualize, because it's the planet intellect. It's very much connected to our purpose and our goals. So being able to put any goals that you've set, more of them, and being able to actualize goals and put them forth. Then Mars moves in, and Mars is the action planet. So anything that you have not been able to put into action, Mars is going to come along and help you put those into action out your plan. First, Mercury comes in and you're going to think it, and perhaps planet Venus will put it into perspective in terms of values. The sun is going to come along and illuminate it, and then Mars is going to help you action it. And then finally, when Mercury conjuncts again, I think you're just going to have a very good, thorough idea around how to best communicate what you need in relationship to the other in terms of your own personal resources and shared resources. Finally, on July 26, 2026, the nodes move from your 8th house of Pisces to your 7th house of Aquarius, where it will be with Pluto for a year and a half. And the south node of the moon will move into your 1st house of Leo. And that's going to be a big shift for you, beloved Leo. And that's a video for another day. So Leo, this is a really big shift for you. It's really about surrendering and allowing yourself to be taken care of, allowing the divine to hold you so preciously and to let yourself be taken care of, allowing resources to flow in. Pisces is all about flow and surrender. So we need to flow and surrender to what is, and just to let go of the old constructs that no longer serve in order for us to take the higher path of spirit and what spirit wants for us, or the divine, if that's easier for you, or your higher self. I see you during this transit really having the emotional support to develop deeper connections and to bridge long-lasting relationships and resources through your 8th house. It really is about allowing yourself to be open and vulnerable and to express and to allow yourself to lean into the other. Again, it could be about the death of some part of your ego or psyche but if and that may be challenging and hard and difficulty, but it's a transit that will pass. You will be all the better for it. The 8th house is it's the natural 8th house of Scorpio. So there's going to be fear and trauma and phobias associated with this house. So that those types of issues might come up with this too, and might be expanded and exaggerated by the North Node as well. Just remember, again, this too shall pass, and just to keep working on that psyche and keep working through the trauma, because it will be worth it in the end. Again, allow yourself to embrace opportunities for change, for rebirth, for the death and rebirth of self, and try and allow yourself to let go of the need to control finances, your personal finances, and how money comes in. You'll be better off for it this year. Dad, focus on your emotional well-being and seek out opportunities for healing, because this transit provides ample opportunity for that. Well, my beloved Leos, that is your 18-month lunar node shift forecast. I hope that you enjoyed it. I loved having you here. Thanks for being here with me. Remember to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'm doing regular uploads now, and I would not want you to miss an upload. Stay blessed, beloved Leo, and see you on the next video.